The next topic we're going to talk about is technology and accounting. Some of this is just basic accounting information system overviews and definitions. First, we'll talk about off the shelf software. This is like QuickBooks, Sage 50, or other very user friendly software systems that we can go online and buy or go to the store and buy. That's why it's called off the shelf software. It can be somewhat customizable, but not as robust as some other systems. And I do have a short video explaining some information about QuickBooks.
When you own a business, it's important to keep an eye on the health of your business. The most important information for any business is to see what you're really making and spending. You can get a summary of this right here on your dashboard. To get this information, connect QuickBooks to your bank account and credit card accounts and let QuickBooks do the work for you. You'll eliminate tons of data entry, and your books will always be up to date and accurate. You may have already connected your bank and credit card accounts when you first signed up for QuickBooks, but if not, you can still do that here. Once you're connected, QuickBooks helps you categorize the previous month's transactions. The first transaction you see is an expense. If possible, QuickBooks fills in who you paid and what it was for. You can change this information if you need to. In this case, office supplies is correct, so add it to your books. This is where QuickBooks starts to help you out. It found other expenses that look like the one you just added and has assigned them all the same category. If all this looks good to you, add them all. Now here's a check from a customer you deposited. QuickBooks categorizes it to a sales account. Add it so that you have a record of this income. If QuickBooks isn't sure about a category for an expense, it'll leave it as uncategorized. You can pick a category or choose Ask My Accountant to file it away to go over with your accountant later. Congratulations! Now you can see what you made and spent last month. Now that you've reviewed last month's expenses and income, QuickBooks lets you know if you have earlier expenses that need to be reviewed. As you categorize more expenses, QuickBooks learns from you so it can help. A transaction in green means QuickBooks recognizes that you categorized a similar transaction in the past, so it automatically assigns the same category for you. If you see a category in black, that's QuickBooks' best guess for how to categorize this transaction. If it's a wrong guess, just change the category and QuickBooks learns for next time.
Some basic terminology that will be discussed next. First, we have computer networks. These are links among computers giving different users access to common databases and programs. This is very common. For instance, at the accounting firm, we have a computer network set up on the different computers in the office. If one user goes online and does something to one of our clients' accounts, I can then open it and see it. If they save a file in a certain database, then I can also see that as well. So this is pretty common in businesses. Another item to note is integrated software. Once again, this is also common. Actions taken in one part of the system will affect other parts. And in terms of accounting, for instance, when a credit sale is entered, several parts of the system are automatically updated. If you go to the bank and make a deposit and then call customer service, which might be located in a different part of the country, they can look up the same information that you just did at your local branch. You can also go online and see your transaction that was made. It's all connected. When I use Ocean Connect to put your grade in, it then automatically updates the transcripts and student planning as well. So these are all integrated systems. Last point to note on this slide is Enterprise Resource Planning Software, also known as ERP. These are the extremely robust systems where the larger companies will use. It is a combination of kind of everything we just talked about. It's integrated, there's a computer network set up, and it means that when you do one a sale somewhere, it affects all these other systems, payroll, human resources, the receivables and payables, just everything gets updated at the same time. It's a massive computer network, a massive integrated software. A lot of times to install these ERP systems, it takes a couple of years to do so. Also, it can cost millions of dollars for companies as well. So these are very expensive. If you open your own little business, this is something you probably would not be getting anytime soon. The last point we're going to talk about is cloud computing because this is still relatively new. A lot of programs and systems are still coming out with new cloud computing type of programs and systems for us to use. For instance, at work, we use a program called Lacert for doing taxes, and it is installed on the computer. Now, the same company has also made the same version of it. It's called Intuit Pro Connect, which is like the same thing, but instead of being downloaded to desktop, it uses the cloud. So we can access it on the cloud. I can log in from any computer and I can access the client files that I have. Okay, so cloud computing is the delivery of computing as a service rather than a product. It uses applications via the web instead of installing them on one's own computer. Kind of like what I was just saying, like you can use it on your cell phone, your laptop, computer, tablet. For instance, using Canvas and using Kinect, that would all be part of the cloud. You can use any computer. You do not have to install the program. Like I was saying, QuickBooks is also they also just came out with an online version. It used to be where you had to download QuickBooks on your computer and you can only use it on that computer. Now you can use QuickBooks online and I can go on any computer, I can use my phone and I can access all the same information. And I'm sure a lot of you have things on the cloud as well. You can back up your pictures and videos using the cloud. I'm sure most of you use YouTube or Facebook, all of that's using the cloud. So this is something to think about if you are coming up with an accounting information system. You can use a manual system. If you're small, you can get off-the-shelf software, or you can use software that's based on the cloud. And this concludes the PowerPoint for Chapter 7.